Network. My name is Emily Gomer, and glad to bring you another episode of the Aspie Bridge Show with Suzanne Plumley, which we do here every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central. And so we'd love to have you on as a guest. So if you're interested, please contact us. We can get that scheduled, taken care of. But thanks for the time being. I'm going to pass it over to Suzanne to kick us off today.
And Emily, it's been such a pleasure. It's always nice to have you started off. Oh.
So a bit of a issue here, but yeah, just a wiki. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. And I don't know.
Okay, great.
Maybe it's on my end. I don't know, but
okay, no problem. Hey, everyone, technology, we all have those issues every so often. So thank you very much for your patience. Sometimes technology likes to work in our favor and sometimes it doesn't. But just like last week, we find a way to get around it and we go from there. Now, before I start the video, because Miriam Angulo is back with us again today, but she did have to pre-record because she has another job that she takes care of as well. But before I get started, I have a book here that I referenced in the video, and it's called Escape to Prosperity. And I couldn't think of the name in the recording, but this is the name of it. Escape to Prosperity by Wes Beavis. Excellent book for the last 3 weeks. So I just wanted to let you know that. And without further ado, here is the video. And hopefully the sound will work for us. Thank you for your patience. Special activity for you today. But I wanted to first say thank you for coming back to our Freedom series. This has been a lot of fun, hasn't it? We have gone through so many different topics. And that's what's fun about the freedom, because we get to release a lot of angst and a lot of things that we perceive as painful in our lives. But still, a smile can help, laughter can help. But before I get into all of our fun today, with all the wonderful people that are out in the world who are telling you all about autism and all the traits and everything, you don't need another Aspie woman. You have Paul McAuliffe in Australia, and you have Samantha Stein in the Netherlands. You have Sarah Hendricks in the UK, Temple Grandin here in the US, and all the other Aspies that are telling you what autism is. But there are very few that are telling you how to go back into society. Let me enunciate that a little bit better. And help you to understand that there are people in society that can really make you feel like you have someone who has your back. Those are my bridge builders. And they're the ones that say, I've got you. You don't have to deal with the rejection. You don't have to deal with the criticism. Yes, it will still come, but that doesn't mean you need to accept it in you. And I'll tell you, that's why I have Miriam here today, because we're going to work on some of the different things that associate with money and how to release those blocks. And I have to tell you, Miriam, I'm reading this really great book right now called Escape to Prosperity. I had to think of what the name of the title is, but it's a really great book. And what it does is it goes through, and a lot of the topics we were talking about last week were right in the book. And it was interesting to see the number of places where I could use a good shape up. And that's why you're here today. Do you want to remind everybody about yourself and why I wanted to have you be my double feature guest this week?
Hi, thank you, Suzanne, so much. And my name is Miriam Angulo, and I work with coaches entrepreneurs, business starters, people who want to really work on their business, pull out what their expertise is and really make money off of that, right? Make money now, not money later. And what we're going to be talking today is basically how to remove some of the aspects of our lives that are not helping us move forward, such as financial blocks. That's the primary thing. But sometimes financial blocks could also lead to things that we have in our own life that we need to release and get rid of. So I know Suzanne mentioned about bring your candle and some piece of paper and pen to have ready. And really the goal is to really pull out some information, that you have, from you that you feel like is kind of blocking you. It could be something like, hey, like, let's say in like before, like say in my life, for example, like we didn't grow up, very like what we would call rich, I guess you could say. I grew up in the Valley in South Texas. For those of you who are not familiar with Texas, the Valley, I was born in the US, but I grew up in Mexico. Our family was okay there, but coming to the United States, literally we moved into a house that my dad built and there was an outhouse. We didn't have that much money. Eventually he was able to afford to put plumbing and everything else. So I knew what, I mean, I can't say poverty, but I thought we were middle class, even though we had an outhouse. So with that said, it's kind of like, it's what your beliefs are growing up that kind of takes you to the beliefs now. And the goal is to get rid of some of those old beliefs you have that maybe are not serving you. Such as, for example, like me, I grew up like, you don't want to be showing off what you have, or, you don't want to like, make other people feel bad because you are successful. So that was like a limiting belief, when it came to success. What could be your limiting belief? It could be that maybe somebody's like, oh, you're disabled. You can't do this. You can't do that, or let me help you, even though, like, it could be that somebody's like, has missing one arm, but doesn't mean they're missing all of them. It's only that part. So we got to acknowledge what is that thing in your life that you feel that it's limiting you. It could be a person in your life that's overbearing. It could be that you feel like, oh, I can never make enough money, or I just make enough, to just barely pay my bills, or I'm living paycheck to paycheck, or even though you make really good money, you're like, hey, I'm in a different level of poorness. So what is your limiting belief? So we asked to take, your paper and notebook and just draw like a little cross. Let me see, I don't have it in front of me.
Something.
Yeah.
Sometimes we Aspie individuals, and we went over this last week, which was very helpful to me. Anyway, and I'm hoping all of you found it helpful. We went through what I would consider my money block is that money equals control. Money means that someone else can control your decisions. And that's one of the things. And I was going from that idea that money can be controlling to also not being willing to accept help where I needed to have the help in my life. And so these are some of the things that Miriam can help you with. I don't know if you're feeling like being dependent on some form of financial aid might be keeping you back or what, but these are all the things that Miriam can help you with. And for some reason, I have a lot of sunshine coming in through my light today. So we'll do what we can here. All right,
Yeah.
Miriam, take it away.
But, I would say, do what you can from where you are with what you have.
Yes.
Right. And I know, not yesterday, but last time we spoke about, your skills and talents and how you can leverage that. And I know we also mentioned about, kind of like Suzanne mentioned now, is getting help. Sometimes we're too proud to like, oh no, I can do this. But you struggle when there was help. The universe, God, infinite spirit, whatever you want to call it, that you believe in, is bringing you help. Okay. So the purpose of today's call is to get rid of those things, those thoughts that are not serving you. So I ask you to put a cross, just in a paper. I'm going to focus on 4 things that are not servicing you when it comes to financial abundance or wealth, or even in other aspects of your life. Okay.
Hey, I got my paper here.
So if you want to write something related to health, I put H here for health, write something here. What is one limiting belief that you have regarding health? Let's say for me, for example, it could be like, oh, I can never lose weight.
Mhm.
Maybe
And
that
we're
was my,
considering mental health as well as physical health, aren't we?
yes, and anything that has to do with health, wellness, health and wellness.
Okay. I just wanted the ladies to make sure that it wasn't just their physical health, but also their mental health as well.
Yes. Whatever you can think of, one limiting belief that you have, you can write it here in that portion. I am not, or I can't, things like that. What comes to mind, write it in one little section. And then on the next one, you're going to write under relationships. A limiting thought you have, like, I can never find the love of my life. Or I don't know how to network, because relationships could also be business relationships. Or, the relationships you have with yourself. I'm always too hard on me, or I'm not good enough, or whatever you can think of regarding relationships. Anything that has to do with loved ones, family members. Sometimes we have family members who are, a little bit hard on us, and you are leveling up mentally, spiritually through your self-development, and some people don't understand.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
put that
that's
on
true.
there.
My family can sometimes be controlling if they think that they have the upper hand on me. So, yes. Okay, next one.
The next one is, vocation or freedom. Business. I'm sorry. Vocation or business. And I put vocation and business because it's something that has to do, for those of you who are entrepreneurs or want to become an entrepreneur, you can put something like, oh, I don't know how to start a business. Oh, I don't know what I'm good at to do. I work in a retail or an office, and I would like to have my own business. What are your limiting beliefs regarding your vocation and business?
Mine is I have a hard time getting people to invest in me. Sales.
Yeah, so you could put that on there. Go ahead and put, what you're having difficulty with. And you don't have, it doesn't have to be just one, it could be two things if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. We can add more
Yeah.
than one. And sometimes your situation changes, doesn't it? In each category. So don't
Oh,
be afraid
definitely.
to keep this paper and write down other things that might occur to you throughout this week.
Yeah. And the next one will be time and money freedom, right? Like, I only make enough money to pay, I don't make enough money to pay my bills, or I'm always broke. I can't even go out to go have dinner at a restaurant because I have to pay my bills. Or shoot, I can even go and have my hair done or have my nails done. Even just as simple as a pedicure. I mean, you go like I know my daughter likes to go have those bubba tea drinks that have those bubbas. They're on $7 to $9 a piece.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, something's like, so just shoot, I can even have fast food. Just taking 3 kids and myself for fast food, you're looking at $40-$50 sometimes. Because like Burger King meal one time, it was like almost like $45 for the 4 of us. Because each meal was like a little bit over $10 a piece. So, so something like that, I don't have enough money to go out and eat. I don't have enough money to, whatever comes to mind.
Mine is I can't afford to have a home and take vacation.
There, put it on there. Okay. Now, what I want you to do next is take your piece of paper and fold it where you put the lines, like this, right? And then you fold it where you wrote your lines. Fold it a few times, and that way you be able to cut it off and tear it, right? So then you cut it right through it. And then you cut the other section to make 4 pieces of paper.
Oh yeah, ladies, if you do want to have this, try and keep a mental note of, or take a picture. Take a picture of what you wrote so that you can make another copy after we do this exercise.
Yeah, and it's easy. You just put a plus and then put health, relationships, vocation or business, and time and money freedom. Okay. And then you're going to take the 4 pieces of paper. Okay. And you can just put them in order: health, relationships, vocation, and time and money freedom on the bottom. Put them in order. You can just put them like that in front of you. And we're gonna do a little exercise next. Now, if you don't have this, just get a little trash can and put it in front of you
Mm-hmm.
or on the side. And if you have a candle, you can have a candle, or if you have a gas fireplace, you can do this later. But in the meantime, if at the least have a trash can in front of you. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're gonna have a fire where we're gonna burn these beliefs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do an exercise. I'm gonna ask you to just relax and breathe in and breathe out. And let me share computer sound. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it, Suzanne? No?
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
let me turn it up. Hold on. I can share. Let me try sharing the screen then, because the computer
Oh,
sounds
okay,
not.
that's a good idea. Yes.
How about
I
there?
love that. Yes, that's very good.
Okay. All right, we're gonna share. Pretend you have a fireplace in front of you. Okay, and what I'm asking you to do is you're gonna close your eyes and just imagine. Just breathe in and breathe out as you're breathing out through a straw. And breathe in and breathe out again like you're breathing out through a straw. And you can do it one more time. And you keep doing that as we're doing this exercise. And just imagine this issue that you have, these limiting beliefs that are coming up to you. They're stopping you from increasing your wealth, from doing the things you want to do, from really growing your business and growing yourself as a person. Those are the thoughts that you had for a long time, for years, some for months, but mostly a lot of them have been for years long thoughts that you've had. I want you to take a little piece of paper for health, and I want you to think about, just read this to yourself on your own, just read it. And I want you to really put the intention how you're tired of this issue that you've had, this limiting belief in health. And you decide it's time to let go. You no longer want it in your life. So what I want you to do is you crumble it up, real good, crumble it up. You're saying, that's it, no more. I don't believe in you no more. You're leaving me. You're no longer gonna be in my life, and you're gonna throw it in the fire or in the trash can. If you have the trash can, throw it in the trash can. Throw it and they say, I release you. This limiting belief is gone now. You can put it in the fire and burn it. You know, for now, put aside. I don't want to catch anything on fire. Just put it aside. And now this issue is completely gone, and go poof, it's gone. You hear the crackling. You hear the crackling going, and it's burning. Okay, now I want you to take the piece of paper for relationships. And I want you to think of how much this thing has stopped you from really living a really great relationships in your life. Whatever you wrote is no longer gonna be in your life no more. It's gonna be released. And just think about how much this thing has stopped you. But no more. So I want you to crumble it up, crumble it up, crumble it up. And you're gonna throw it in the fire or the trash can. You throw it, and you can hear it burn. And as the fire's going up, you can hear the ashes move up. It's just going, you see it. You see the little crackling fire. You see the little dots of fire going up. That's it. That's the piece of paper. Your limiting belief is being removed from you.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you're gonna take is vocation and business. The same thing. Just think of what that limiting belief is and how much it stopped you from really growing your business and from really having the vocation and career you wanted. How you wanted to level up, but you haven't been able to. And this thing has really stopped you. But guess what? No more. You're gonna crumble
No
it
more.
up, crumble it up, crumble it up, and you're gonna throw it into the fire or into the trash can, and you're releasing it. And if it's in the fire, you hear it, hear the crackling. It's burning it up, and it's being released into, it's gone. The universe has taken it from you, and it's gone now. And look how good it feels to have this thing released. And it's like a chip off your shoulder, like you don't feel that weight no more. But guess what? There's one last one. Time and money freedom. This thing that stopped you from really having the time and money you've wanted, those limiting beliefs, those limiting thoughts you've had, things you grew up with for years that stopped you. But guess what? We're gonna crumble it up, and we're gonna crumble it up, and you're getting rid of it. Say, no more, I don't believe in you no more. You're gonna throw it in the fire and release it. And guess what? You can hear it in the fire is burning, and you feel so good now that it's being released off of you. And hear that fire is burning out those limiting beliefs. You can hear the little crackling up in the air, the little ashes of it is being released. And the universe has taken it away from you now. So you sit there and you keep your eyes closed and you breathe in and you breathe out. See how good that feels to finally have been released from those things.
We got chills that time.
They're gone. They're gone now. The universe has taken them. You breathe in and breathe out again. Breathe in and breathe out again. Okay. Now, as you do that, you can gently open your eyes and look how good that feels. But guess what? We're not done yet. Those things that are gone are getting replaced with the real things you want in your life. So you can take another piece of paper. You can put a plus on it if you want to. I mean, like a little cross, and write what are you replacing your health with? I can replace, you know what? I lose weight easily. I can eat anything I want because the weight just falls off. Or I have a healthy mind, healthy body, and all my lab works always come back negative because I have great health. What comes to mind in your health and well-being? My mind is clear. I have the right thoughts and I speak the right words I want to speak all the time. So what are some of those thoughts that you replace that with in your health domain? And that's going to be your new belief that you replaced it with. Because the other one is gone, long gone now. So go ahead and write that down.
Okay, I've got it. People see me as a strong, healthy coach.
Awesome. So then you write relationships. The limiting belief is long gone. Guess what? You don't even think about it no more because you replaced it with a new one. What is that? I'm in a fun, loving, passionate, romantic relationship. Or I found the right person for me who understands me, believes in my values, and wants to do activities with me, that I love to do. Or I have the right relationships in my life. Everybody in my family supports me and they don't judge me and they let me do what I want to do. Or I network a lot and everybody who I talk to understands me and they want to help me out and they connect with me. Or I have a great relationship with my clients. I help them so much. Or every customer that comes into the store I work at, is happy to see me. Or if I'm a cashier, guess what? They come through my lane. They're always going to be coming to my lane. What kind of relationships are you having now?
Yeah. I surround myself continuously with a loving, supportive, chosen family.
That's awesome. So next we go on vocation and business. Whether you have a career or you're a stay-at-home mom, guess what? That's a job. Or
yes,
you have business owner. What new empowering thought do you have? I attract the right clients. I sell a lot of products easily and effortlessly. I connect with the right businesses. What in your vocation, I have, upgraded and I've been, promoted.
My coaching and crafts sell easily and happily, effortlessly.
There you go. And lastly, we're going to put with time and money freedom. What is your new empowering thought? You could say, hey, I can take all the vacations I want. Not only that, I have the money to take those vacations. Now I make, an extra $2,000 a month easily and effortlessly in my other, my side hustle. Because I know some of you guys have hot side hustles. I work full time, but I sell products or, I walk dogs or whatever you do.
I live an adventurous life free of travel wherever I choose.
There you go. So now you have these empowering thoughts and you keep this with you, or you can keep adding to it and say, remember, a limiting belief comes up, a different one, burn it, get rid of it. It's not servicing you. There's no point of staying with that mentality. Acknowledge it's there, pull it out, and get rid of it. Now, sometimes, we have family members or somebody who comes your way. Remember, sometimes people come to you because that's in their level of awareness. Your level of awareness has leveled up and they might not understand. It's okay. Be compassionate of others and understanding that they're not at your level. Sometimes it's how they like to, give you advice because they think they're doing something better, but it's okay. You don't have to take their advice. Just, it is what it is, right? Just, okay, thanks for your advice. But doesn't mean you have to do it. There's no need to react to things, right? So the same thing with money. We might believe like, hey, I didn't have this. Guess what? Now you do. Find ways, which something we spoke about. What can you do from where you are with what you have to make extra money? So for example, if you do crafts, where can you network? Where can you sell? Contact 8 people a day or 8 people a week if you have to say, hey, I'm selling this product. If you're interested, that way you know that I'm selling it. So maybe people don't know that you sell something. But maybe, do you know anybody who does? Or do you know anywhere I can go and sell this stuff? Because you can make money any way possible. All you have to do is ask, go and communicate with people. And, that's a new empowering thought of moving forward, of taking action steps, which also goes with getting rid of all limiting beliefs. You get rid of it, make a new plan, and take action steps. Hope that was helpful.
Oh, that sounds great. And that helped me too. And just because we're coaches doesn't mean that we don't have our own limiting beliefs too. This is a daily practice for everybody. And if you're not acknowledging that you have some of these issues, you're not acknowledging your life completely either. You're just sweeping it under the rug. Well, they will come back out to resurface and let you know that they're there. They're not going to just say, "Oh, I'm under the rug. I'm not really there." No, this is a continuous process, isn't it? And you may think you've gotten rid of something, gotten rid of a limiting belief, and then there will be a trigger that someone will say, and it's like, "Oh, okay, I gotta write down that limiting belief again," or maybe it's slightly different, or whatever it is. But you now have a wonderful technique that you can do to get rid of them. Now, Miriam, I know you also like affirmations. Can you share some of your wonderful affirmations with us that maybe our women can help to adopt?
Yes, you can have all kinds of affirmations. In fact, I have a vision board guiding kit, which I'm going to send you the link for. Where in there you can make, it's called a dream blueprint. Oh, I'm sorry, dream manifestation blueprint. And it's a vision board guiding kit and it's a member portal. So I'll give you access for free. That way people could go in and either make a vision board or just put the sheets that has the affirmations. Kind of like, I am powerful, I am capable, I am strong, I am, using I am in front of a lot of things that you want to accomplish, like I am rich, I am wealthy, I am abundant, or you can say, what, I make, or I sell. How much do you sell? I sell 10 items a day. I sell 100 items a month, right? Which goes back to, how much money you want to make an extra a month. Let's say you want to say, what, I want to start with making an extra $2,000 a month. How helpful would that be for you to make 2,000 extra a month? Now, maybe right now you're not making $100 extra a month. That maybe 2,000 seems way too much. Then imagine $1,000. but you want to 10x whatever you think you could probably make. You can say, well, I think if I have a yard sale, or if I can have this, I can maybe make 100, $200. Well, 10x that. Well, you know what? I think I can make 1,000 or 1,500 a month. You want to give yourself a larger goal, because what if you give yourself, hey, I want to make an extra $500 and you only get to 200, but if you put yourself a goal of 1,000 or 2,000, what if you get to 1,000 or 1,500? You want to give yourself a bigger goal. That way you can get there. And affirmations will help you by saying, hey, I make 2,000 extra a month. But then also you gotta, kind of like reverse it. What do you need to sell? What do you need to do to make that amount? Oh, I need 2 clients, or I need to sell 10 products, or I need to sell 100 items of what I got. Okay, well, from there, where can you go sell them? How can you reach people to sell those items? So the affirmations will be like, even like I make an extra $1,000 a month. Consistently and effortlessly, customers just come to me, or I sell products, or I earn in tips. So for example, if you're a waitress, what can you do to earn more tips?
Right.
Exactly. I know one time, one of our studies was where we had this study, some of my life mastery study was, for example, a waitress would send blessings to the table before she went and say hi to them. And then she would go in there, and by doing the blessings, there was a study done where she started earning more tips. Or you as a waitress, or waiter, what can you do from where you are with what you have to give that extra little thing?
That works, because I did that at the Starbucks window all the time. And I was very pleased to see that your attitude goes a long way. And if you can bless people and give them your best service, they will reciprocate. But if you go and say, well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well,
it's
I know
not going to happen.
Yeah. We're an example. I like going to Olive Garden. What happens at the end when they bring your check? They bring you 2 mint chocolates. Guess what? When the waiter or waitress will bring us like 2 each, guess what? They got a bigger tip. So what can you do from where you are with what you have to give the extra the extra effort to your client, that they're like, oh man, they really went the extra mile.
Absolutely. There's a phrase that I use, because I do want people to my women to acknowledge that their autism, their Asperger's, is a gift. It's not a curse. So I say, yes, I am autistic, and look at what I can do. It's a way of saying to themselves that just because you're autistic doesn't mean you can't do anything to be of service to others. Yes, I am autistic, and look at what I can do. And it starts to open up all of their passions in their heart. And it's like, wow, it's more of a superpower than it is a detriment. And that's what I like to help them get to, is the fact that their autism is not a disability. They may have challenges, limiting beliefs, parts of their life that are, even as much as I like to call it, a kryptonite. Acknowledge it. Go through the exercise of what your daily, you can even do this daily and say, today my kryptonite is, write it down, and then get rid of it, because that way you can go on with your day. Sometimes women and men have a hard time coming up with 4. At least do one. Pick whatever is the most pressing that morning and say, this is my kryptonite. I'm going to get rid of it and throw it away.
Yeah. I would say, I know one time there was a story about where a lady had a child that was autistic, and she brought little bags with a little note saying, hey, I want to let you know that my son is autistic. We're going to be sitting in wherever they were going to sit in, because they had their seats already in advance, and a little bag with candy and like some earbuds in it. Why? Because they didn't know how the child was going to react in the airplane. So you as an adult, you shouldn't be ashamed of where the situation you're on. Now, sometimes people have a disability and you can totally see it. And sometimes we could look like this and nobody knows there's a disability, and you might be different and they're like, man, what's wrong with this person? What if let's say, for example, you work at a grocery store and you're a cashier, and overall you're doing great, but you notice that people are being rude to you because you're too slow. Or maybe they're like, what's wrong with you? Are you drunk? I'm just saying, like, people don't know. Or are you on medication? People don't know. But what if you say, hey, I am this, thank you for your patience. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. There isn't. People like an explanation. They like to know, because even though we should all have compassion without knowing the story, when people understand what's going on, they can get to compassion that much faster and say, oh, well, there's a reason. It's not just that they don't care, which is sometimes what can happen if people don't have the explanation. They think that we don't care about them, and then they get upset with us. But if you can explain sometimes what's going on, yeah, I'm autistic, thank you for your patience. And I used to do that all the time. Thank you for your patience. And people just go at ease. They just, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. I
Yeah.
love that. Oh, it's wonderful. This has been such a great time. And I hope that all of our listeners, even if they don't do it alongside of us, will take this skill and do it regularly. How therapeutic it will be. How therapeutic it can really help you to get rid of some of these limiting beliefs. I like this one. I like this one. This one's going on my bulletin board so that I can remember it. And there are a number of places, your bulletin board. If you have something about health, you can even put a copy of your health one on the refrigerator or on the in the bathroom. Don't be afraid to make a couple of these copies and put them where they're going to make the most influence on you, because that's what's going to help you to stay in line. If you wake up in the morning and think that you don't look very good, I am beautiful exactly the way I am. If you put that on your bathroom window mirror or your bedroom bureau mirror, you can feel a lot better about yourself. Is there anything else you'd like to add to wonderful conversation, Miriam?
I just want to say that I am going to give you the link to access the Dream Manifestation Vision Board Guide and Kit. I'll put in the chat so you can, share it. Just going to let people warn that it might ask them to, register and ask for a credit card, but it's not going to charge anything. It's just that this was something that I would charge for, but I'm giving it to them for free. So it might ask for a credit card, but it's zero charge, and I don't keep none of that stuff. Is automatically it doesn't charge anything, but it thinks that it's charging. But once the amount is zero, it's not going to do nothing. Just so you guys know, because originally there was a price, but for you guys, it's absolutely free. Even if you decline it, once you put in your name and email, it's going to notify me that you tried getting it, and then I can just give you acceptance to the membership.
Also put that into our Facebook page, Miriam, the Aspie Bridge. Yeah. That way, if they want to go back to your name and find it, they can also have it there. I haven't had as much success with having people be able to grab it from the podcast as well, but the Aspie Bridge Facebook group page, which everybody is welcome to, you go in, you find Miriam's picture, and then it will be right under her picture in the comments section. All you have to do is click on it, and then it will go from there, and we will know that you watched it and enjoyed this episode by going and retrieving that information. So we would really welcome you to come and join us at the Aspie Bridge.
Yeah. In fact, it will let me know. It will let me know who tried getting it. I'll get their name and email. So like every time somebody gets one, how about if I acknowledge them under my picture? Say, hey, so and so got this. Congratulations.
Yes. Oh, I would love that.
You like that?
That would be wonderful. Absolutely. That section under your name in the Aspie Bridge is for you to communicate whatever you'd like to communicate with all of our listeners. And we'll know that they visited us, and we'll celebrate them, which is what I do on my Celebrating the Self-Empowered Woman, is I like to celebrate this, every little step you take, every little move, every little action step is a step in the right direction across this bridge. And you can choose not to. But we would love you to choose a life that you would love. So I want to say thank you to Miriam. This has been so much fun this week. And I hope, ladies, you will try this, because it is therapeutic. I felt the most awesome chills go through me as we did that last limiting belief. Like, I really felt like it did disappear. what an awesome feeling. And I want to thank Miriam for bringing that exercise to us, because it is something I recommend you doing, not just once with this podcast. Come back to it and do it again, or you now know how to do it. You don't need the rewatch it. You have the idea, but we always love you to come back and join us anytime you need to have the emotional uplift, because I know Miriam can do that for you because she does it for me. So next week we start on our 10 steps to bridge building, and what a group of guests I have there as well. Oh my gosh. After that, a surprise. Coming in late October and all through November and December, I have abundant, joyful holidays. And we all know how anxious and the stress we can get for the holidays. Well, I'll tell you, you don't have to worry about it anymore, because I will have guests on this podcast that will help you to bring back the joy of the holidays. So for the next 10 weeks, up until mid-October, is 10 steps to dream building. After that, we'll have 2 Aspie guests who will come on and tell their story for the last 2 weeks of October. Excuse me, the second and the third and fourth, and then there are 5 weeks in October. The 5th one is Take the Boo Out of Halloween. That's a sensory for all of you who are like me, who get excited about the sensory side of Halloween. That will help you a lot. But we have such a fun next 20 weeks, believe it or not. Oh my gosh, the year is going too fast when you think of it in terms of Tuesdays. But this has been wonderful, Miriam. Thank you for kicking off such a great entrance to the rest of our year, because I know that as people get to understand and know that we are here to help you, I'm hoping that women will and men will come to the Aspie Bridge and say, I want some of that. Well, thank you. I hope you have a great day, and we look forward to you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you all for coming today, and please mark your calendars for the next 10 weeks for your steps to dream building, because Aspie women, unless you choose to stay stuck, which I don't think you want to, and unless you choose to stay victimized in the neurodivergent forest, we have so much to offer you here on the Aspie Bridge, both the podcast and on the Facebook page by the same name, the Aspie Bridge. And now I have written a set of blog articles that will be every day that you can go over to Patreon. And that's also called the Aspie Bridge. And you can read some of the different articles that will help you. And I hope that you will find those as equally helpful as all of this. The whole idea is to bring a new life to you, to bring a new start, so you can say, I'm done being stuck. I'm done feeling like a victim, and I am done letting people think that autism is something to be ashamed of. So I hope you will come and visit us each week. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Tuesday with our very first Honoring Your Discontent. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.